The Texas Department of Agriculture, or TDA, welcomes you to the 2013 Summer Food Service Program Viability, Capability, Accountability Training. This module will provide information to help CEs assess their preparedness for participation in SFSP and their ability to demonstrate VCA at all times. This training only highlights some of the program requirements and does not cover the entire program. It is your responsibility to make sure you know and understand all the program rules and requirements. TDA provides links to USDA program guidance and additional information through posts on the summerfood.org website. In this second module, you will learn about the requirements of viability, capability, accountability, and how they relate to your program operation. Throughout this training, the following acronyms are frequently used: TDA for Texas Department of Agriculture, SFSP for Summer Food Service Program, USDA for United States Department of Agriculture, CE for Contracting Entity or Sponsor. TDA uses the term CE to refer to the contracting relationship responsible for administering the SFSP. Instead of CE, USDA uses the term sponsor. These terms are interchangeable. VCA for Viability, Capability, and Accountability. AGS for the USDA Administrative Guidance for Sponsors. Page numbers within the AGS will be provided for additional information regarding specific training topics during the live instructor trainings. FBG for the Food Buying Guide. ADP for Average Daily Participation. SFA for School Food Authority. FSMC for Food Service Management Company. As part of the program application and approval process, all CEs must prove their business integrity as well as their ability to operate SFSP by meeting viability, capability, and accountability requirements. Viability relates to the financial needs of the program. You must show that you have the financial resources to successfully run your meal service without supplemental funding from the program. Capability relates to the management requirements of the program. You must demonstrate you have the necessary administrative and managerial skill to operate the program and oversee all sites. Accountability refers to your organization's ability to provide and maintain the necessary written policies, procedures, and documentation to make sure all aspects of the SFSP are operated as required. Let's take a closer look at each requirement. To prove financial viability, you must show that your organization has not operated at a break-even or loss level, and that you have the necessary financial resources to successfully operate the program without supplemental funding. Financial resources include income, grants, other government funding, donations, etc., that can be used to operate your food service. You should have the financial capability to maintain food service without any disruptions that may occur due to delays, interruptions, or even discontinuation of program funding. Reimbursements are only intended to be supplemental funds used to offset some of the food expenses. You should not expect to make a profit operating SFSP. The SFSP must operate as a nonprofit food service. All reimbursement funds are used solely for the operation or improvement of the food service. Some questions to think about when assessing your organization's financial viability include: what financial management system is currently being utilized by the organization? Are procedures in place to ensure adequate management of financial operations, such as allowable use of funds, documentation of funding and expenditures, and maintenance of financial documents? How are procedures communicated to appropriate staff so management is assured of program compliance? Does the organization have the necessary financial resources to operate the program on a daily basis without reimbursement? Some examples that demonstrate financial viability include using a financial management software program such as Quicken or QuickBooks to track and manage income and expenses, and having enough financial resources to operate the food service program without supplemental funding. Viability is considered in the context of the overall operation and administration of your organization. To prove administrative capability, you must demonstrate that your organization can adequately manage program staff as well as other administrative resources for successful program operations. Management control of your meal service is one indicator of proficient administrative capability. Management control means you are responsible for maintaining contact with meal service staff, providing adequate staff training, and monitoring site operations. Another indicator of administrative capability is maintaining the organization's tax-exempt status with the IRS and the state of Texas. Loss of tax-exempt status for a private nonprofit organization is grounds for termination from SFSP. Some questions to consider regarding your organization's administrative capability to operate the program successfully include: do you have the necessary trained staff to perform the required job functions? Are there policies and procedures in place that are clear and easily understood? Can you provide training to all staff and volunteers on topics such as document management, meal counts, meal production, monitoring, site supervision, civil rights? Do you have the administrative resources for successful program operations such as human resources, accounting, timekeeping, training? Have you established proficiency indicators for your staff and the meal service? Does the organization have an organizational chart and compensation plan? Is there a communications plan to ensure all program staff are aware of and clearly understand the program requirements? How will the organization maintain operational control of the program and sites? Some examples that demonstrate administrative capability include having written policies, such as complaint processing, accounting, record keeping, meal service, procurement, and providing adequate staff training to ensure staff are properly equipped to perform their job functions accurately and competently. Capability is considered in the context of the overall operation and administration of your organization. Program accountability is an organization's ability to successfully implement meal service as well as monitor participation. To demonstrate program accountability, an organization must successfully plan, prepare, and/or order meals by accurately projecting the number of area participants identified through outreach and marketing efforts as being in need, as well as closely monitoring the number of participants present during meal services. Program accountability is also demonstrated by maintaining accurate and organized records to justify all costs and meals claimed. Some questions to consider in assessing your organization's program accountability include: how will you prepare or order meals and adjust for participation variances? How will you ensure all required documents are evaluated for accuracy and completeness, and how will the documents be stored and retrieved? What is the record retention policy of your organization? If the organization incurs a debt to TDA, does the organization have a plan for repayment? Some examples that demonstrate accountability include using an organized and maintained document management and record-keeping system to include invoice and receipt maintenance, maintaining a clear and easily understandable filing system, using an employee and volunteer timekeeping system, and having clear contracts in place for organizational components such as purchasing and site management. Accountability is considered in the context of the overall operation and administration of your organization. When applying for SFSP, you may be asked to complete the VCA checklist, which can be found in the TXUMPS. CEs who are customarily asked to complete the checklist are private nonprofit organizations new to the program or those that TDA has determined need to provide updated information. TDA uses the information provided on the VCA checklist as a screening tool to assess your organization's fitness to be an SFSP CE. If your organization is unable to complete the checklist or provide information requested, it may be better to consider operating as a site under another CE until such time as you are ready to meet VCA. VCA checklist information should be submitted through postal mail, email, or fax. During the application review, there may be an occasion where additional information is required. If you are asked to provide additional information, you will have 15 calendar days to respond. If you do not respond within the 15-day time frame, your application will be denied. If your application is denied after the application deadline, you will not be able to reapply for the program during this program year. Go to summerfood.org for additional resources that include program policies and clarifications, the USDA publications, 2013 Administrative Guide for Sponsors, and the 2013 Nutrition Guidance for Sponsors, and training opportunities and administrative information and forums. The USDA website at fns.usda.gov/cnd/summer has other resources, including the helpful USDA Outreach Toolkit. As a reminder, although the USDA considers organizations that participate in the program as sponsors, TDA refers to them as contracting entities or CEs to reflect the contracting relationship necessary to operate the program. TDA can be reached for assistance and support through various avenues. For applications and contract changes, call 1-877-TEX-MEAL or 1-877-839-6325 or email sfsp.bops@texasagriculture.gov to be directed to the appropriate contact. For other program-related issues or concerns, you may contact your regional office at one of the numbers listed. For training-related questions, please call 512-475-0586. Crystal Lloyd is the SFSP program contact. She can be reached at 512-463-8869 or crystal.lloyd@texasagriculture.gov. You have completed the second Summer Food Service Program online training module. You will need to complete 2 additional online training modules and a live instructor-led training. Remember, this training does not cover the entire program. It is your duty to make sure you know and understand all program rules and requirements. To help you, USDA has created program guidance. TDA provides links to the USDA guidance and additional program information through posts on summerfood.org website. The Texas Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition is funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture Food and Nutrition Services. In accordance with federal law and the United States Department of Agriculture policy, this institution is prohibited from discriminating on the basis of race, color, national origin, sex, age, or disability. To file a complaint of discrimination, write USDA, Director, Office of Adjudication, 1400 Independence Avenue, Southwest, Washington, D.C., 20250-9410 or call toll-free 866-632-9992. Individuals who are hearing impaired or have speech disabilities may contact USDA through the Federal Relay Service at 800-877-8339 or 800-845-6136 for Spanish. United States Department of Agriculture